Hey y'all, what's up? So, Jesus, when he was up there in heaven, he looked at the cost. He looked at what he was given up in heaven. He looked at his home. He looked at everything. And he told his Father, I've counted up the cost. I know the sacrifice. Jesus knew that he would be giving up comfort. He would be giving up everything. He knew that he could not take anything from heaven to earth. He knew that he would be born of the Virgin Mary. He knew what kind of lifestyle he would live. He knew that he would be tempted. He knew that he would have to go to the cross and die. He knew what would happen after the cross. He knew that some people would come to him. People would still laugh, mock, scoff. He knew that people would still reject him. He knew that people would make fun of the people that took the free gift of salvation. Jesus didn't look at just one thing. Jesus looked at everything. And he had to ask himself, is everything I sacrifice, everything I will endure, all the anger that God is going to have because of what the sinful world is going to do, is it worth the cost of what I desire? See, Jesus didn't need us. Jesus does not need us. Jesus desires us. Jesus wants us. And he gave up so much to pay our sin debt. He gave up so much on that cross for us. And we're asked to look at our home, our car, our life. We're asked to look at our husbands, wife, kids, and even our animals. We're asked to literally look at these things. And we're literally asked to ask ourselves, are we willing to give it all up for Jesus, the one who loves us the most? Now, I know a lot of channels have said that our animals will go with us. So a lot of people take that as, I don't have to worry. I don't have to give up my animals. I don't even have to think about giving up my animals because this person over here says that we're going to take our animals with us. And you know what? I would love to take my 2 dogs with me. I would love to have them in heaven. Now, I am not saying under any circumstances that our animals won't go to heaven with us. But God has really, really showed me that it's not whether or not we get to take our animals with us. It's whether or not we're willing to leave them behind. What are we willing to leave on this earth to be with Jesus? What are we willing to give up to be with Jesus? Are we willing to lay our animals? Are we willing to lay our kids, our husbands, our wives? Are we willing to lay our cars and our homes and our most treasured possessions upon this earth? Are we willing to take everything that we love about this world? And are we willing to take it and say, God, I'm laying this in your hands, and I lay it at your feet, and I give myself a living sacrifice. I give it all up for Jesus. To be with my Lord, my King, my Savior, my Redeemer. We've got a choice that we've got to make. The thing is, are you willing to make the choice? Are you truly, truly, truly ready to take it all and lay it at the feet of Jesus? Put it in the hands of God and say, God, I trust you. And one thing I like to do is I say, God, I put this in, I lay this at your feet, and I put this in your hands. But I ask that these things that I give you will not just go to waste. I ask that my home, my property will be used for but a moment of rest. I ask that the food that I leave behind will be multiplied. I ask that the water that I leave behind will be multiplied. I ask that you will use this to help the tribulation saints. But above all, your will be done. I can ask of these things. But most importantly, it's God's will be done with what I leave behind. It's not our problem to worry about God's plan for people left behind. Yes, we are to know what is coming because we are to be wise. We are to be... Oh, hello. No. Thank you. Sorry about that. I was waiting on my food. But we are to be wise. We are to be knowledgeable. We are to understand how bad the 7 years of tribulation are going to be so that we can warn people about the 7 years of tribulation. And when the people wake up and they find themselves left behind, that's not your fault if you've done the job that you are supposed to do. That will be on them. It is their personal decision to reject Jesus. It is their personal decision to know and understand the truth, but to reject the truth. That is on them. They will pay the price for rejecting Jesus, and you will gain the reward for accepting Jesus. And I'm telling you, yeah, knowing that you're going to leave your friends, your family, your loved ones, knowing that you're going to leave your animals behind, yes, I'm telling you, if you truly lay it down at the feet of God and you put it in the hands of God, you're going to cry. You're going to cry tears because you have emotions, but you have to relinquish your earthly possessions and have God use them for his kingdom, honor, praise, and glory, and that his will be done for the stuff that you give him. And we have to have faith that God will find a way to use it in the 7 years of tribulation. You know, if we do not pray for the people left behind in the 7 years of tribulation, who will? Woohoo! My phone went flying now. So, who's going to pray for the people left behind in the 7 years of tribulation? God has shown me we have to pray for them now. We can't wait for the rapture to happen and and then go, oh, whoever's left behind can pray for the people left behind. No, we have to do that now. And God's really showed me that a lot of people don't want to pray for the people left behind now because people are so focused on getting them on the ark that they don't even want to think about them being left behind. But God has shown me that, yes, we need to pray for their salvation right now. But we also need to pray for them and say, God, if my loved ones are left behind, use the word if they're left behind, and say, God, I ask that you will give them the strength that they need to resist the mark of the beast. I ask that you will flood their memories with words that was spoken of you. Because we have to remember there's going to be a famine of the gospel. We have to ask God that their ears will ring of words that was ever spoken of his truth. And that people will be awakened and realize the rapture happened. And that God will give them the strength and the courage to endure what Satan and the wrath of God. And that God will give them the strength to resist the mark of the beast no matter what. We have to pray these things over the people who are left behind. Because if we don't do it now, they'll never get the prayers. If we don't do it now, then there will be no hope in the 7 years for them. Not only do we have to be ready to go, we have to pray over the people who are left behind. We have to put our items, our loved ones, we have to put it all in God's hands. And a lot of people won't. God has showed me a lot of people won't do that because they want them saved before the rapture. A lot of people want God to give more time so that they can get their friends and family on the ark. And God's saying, not everybody's going to get on that ark. And we've got to pray now. Time is short. And God is just saying, we need to get people on the ark. We need to pray for the people who are left behind. We need to be willing to come alone with no baggage. All our baggage needs to be laid in the hands of God and at the feet of God, and we need to pray over it. Time is short, and we need to be ready to go home. I hope you're ready. All right, well, I'm going to get off here. Hope you guys have a great day. All right, bye, y'all.